clearly we're at Elachee. Hey, it's Uncle Joe at Uncle Joe Hikes. I'm out here at Elachee Nature Center. I come out here and hike a good bit, get some walks in, because I can get, get 6 miles or so around what used to be the perimeter. But they've got a new trail here. It's called the Chicopee Backcountry Trail, and I think about 2 weeks ago they did a sort of a grand opening lead hike, if you will, or lead hike, so people could come out and kind of get introduced to it. It's harder than the other trails that are here, so it's going to be very interesting. I don't know if the camera picked this up, but this is the map, and we're doing this outer loop here. I'll try to throw up a better map, but yeah, it kind of peels off of this this first fork here, the bridge loop. And we've been out here before. I think I've done some filming out here before, but I want to come out here and check out this trail. It's about 4.2, I think, one way. So yeah, let's see what this is about. This is one of the cool features on this trail. This is a huge tree. It's just gorgeous. Hey, making no feller. Just came down those steps there, making our way down here on the creek bottom. Should be getting to the turnoff soon. So right after you come down those steps, come across this footbridge by these picnic tables, you find your turnoff. I got it blazed in purple, almost magenta. Yeah. Difficult terrain and creek crossings. Well, you can tell this is going to be a good trail because it starts with a climb. Work our way up onto this side slope. Whew. A little bit winded coming up that. Blaze, blaze, blaze. Don't you wish the AT was blazed that frequently? You'd never get turned around, would you? Or all the trails, right? That sign says 4 mile. I don't know that that's a marker so much as an indicator of how long this trail is. We've got some ground cedar here, which is nice. So this property is part of a easement, and I believe all the watershed from here goes out to the Oconee, if I'm not mistaken. We're really close to Lake Lanier, but it doesn't go that way. It all heads south from here, and kind of southeast. And so this was put under an easement because it's basically the watershed for that river and that lake and so forth. So I spent a lot of time over on the other side of this property across the interstate at the mountain bike trails, Chicopee mountain bike trails. Did a lot of riding over there, a lot of trail maintenance, trail building. Was an officer over there, so very familiar with that side. And then only in the last 5 or 6 years have I come over here and started walking these trails, and they're really nice. And I'm really glad to see this long trail here, because you can come out here if you want to put in 10 miles or so, and you can do it. You know, if you're preparing to go do the AT or something like that, put this in your back pocket. This is a good place to come and do that. So yeah, I'm digging this new trail. It's pretty nice. So yeah, I like the blazes. They're about every 20 yards, so I guess that's a good thing. People can't get lost out here, that's for sure. You might think this is an odd name until you look to your left and to your right. There you are. I like to hike trails I've never had, and this is one of them. Yeah, we're working our way down, kind of snaking down to this creek bottom. This might be one of the creek crossings we got to do. Had to find out. Here we go. Four blazes. It's like it's saying, yes, you have to come up this. Tree perched right on that rock. Well, that answers the question of what the first marker was as we walk through some more ground cedar here. So we're counting down. So that first one was, yeah, it was roughly about 2/10 or so of a mile, quarter of a mile in. So yeah, making some progress. You can see the guardrail for the interstate over there. But you know, in retrospect, that's a good thing that they're maximizing the use of this property. You know, they're trying to get a trail out here and use as much of it as they can in a sustainable way. You know, you're not taking away from nature necessarily having this trail here. So that's actually good. You know, when we used to work on trails for SOAR, but we always wanted to try to get the most out of the land and get, you know, the trail out into as much mileage as you could, but also out to different things. You know, sometimes there's a cliffside or a stream or a waterfall or whatever, so that's all nice too. This trail isn't going to have those kind of features, but it is going to have streams and water crossings, which is nice. So yeah, so far I'm digging it, getting into some grasses up here. Maybe at one time there was some homesteads here, I don't know, but there's definitely grass out here. And a big old pine tree. Yeah, we're getting closer to the road here. I would suspect this will be the closest we get. A lot of water down here in this flat too. Hopefully we got a way to get across it. Finna find out. And yeah, we are getting a little bit closer. Just a skosh closer to the road here. Maybe they got a little too happy with the blazes. Yeah, we got a little steep little thing of steps here. We'll make our way over. Got some rocks in here. We could see the back, so there's some signs over here we could see as we were coming across. Well, yeah, I need to stay dry, so let's see what we can do here. There's our sign over there. Pretty funky looking tree right there too. Yeah, we came in from behind that. Working our way up. Walnut Creek. All right, tree down gap. That must be the tree. That thing is huge. Another one across yonder. That's a nice looking little Keebler house over there. Yeah, there's a pretty little spot. 3 more miles. I really wasn't paying attention to the side slope, but there's some rock up there. You know, this first 1.25 miles seems like a lot more than 1.25 miles, and I think it's because they've done a good job of making this a busy trail. And what I mean by that is there's stuff going on, you know. It's a lot of turns. That gives the feeling of you know, that there's more to the trail. You know, if it's 1.25 miles of just straight trail, you wouldn't think much of it, but you're going up a little ridge, and then you're coming down to some creek bottoms, and I think that's the way to do it. Absolutely. We keep meandering on. This is a nice little flat down here. It's not exactly flat, but you could tell that water comes down into here when it's really wet. We can see some, I believe that's some laurels going up this this draw here. Oh yeah, this looks nice. We're gonna go, looks like we might be going right through the middle of it, so yeah. Actually, no, we're gonna peel away. And that's fine too, that's beautiful. Get to see it, that's what matters. So we turn and work our way up. There's the trail down there. We're actually up on top of that side slope where those rocks were. We were just looking up. Aptly named Boulder Ridge. Getting into some rock here and some pines over to our right. Hopefully we're going to walk through them. Something about wind through the pines. Nice ridge top. I don't know if this is the high point, but there's one of them. If there's another one, it might be over yonder way. It's a nice, we got us a dogwood blooming right there. Yeah, get a little mushy right here, looks like. Make our way onto this rock. Really nice down here. Exposed roots over there. Yeah, a little bit mushy here on these rocks. Getting closer. Getting closer. And we're moving more and more away from the interstate, so that's getting a little quieter. We're back in some pine, and maybe some of this is hemlock given the way the limbs are going. Sure feels good to walk on some pine straw. You know how much I love that. I do. Feels good under the feet. It's nice and soft. Chicopee stone stack. Must have been some kind of a homestead or something. Yeah, you've heard of Scooby snacks? That's a Chicopee stack. All right, meandering our way. This trail's like life. It's full of ups and downs. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. There's a beautiful dogwood out there. Sadly, we won't get anywhere near it, I don't think. It sure be nice. So we keep working our way. We're kind of at, I looked on the GPS, from what I can tell, we're kind of at the far western point, I think now. We're getting close. This trail winds around. Lots of little ups and downs, not big ones. But I think, what was the last thing we passed, was a 3? Or was it a 2.5 marker? I can't remember. 2.5, that would put us at 1.5 miles, 1.75 miles, roughly. So it's got to be closer to the 2 mile mark, actually, because my steps on my pedometer say 3.2, and that's not because there's long climbs. It's because there's a lot of little ones and a lot of turns and stuff. So you're taking a lot more steps on those little dink and dunk dips and stuff. So yeah, it's a busy little trail, but I like it. Yeah, we were just talking about it. So I've probably got 3.3. So 3.2, I checked at the break back there. So we've gone 2.25, but I got almost an extra mile. Of course, you know, there might be a little bit of walking around before I got here, but not a lot. Top to a washer, maybe? There's your console mounted at the back. And do some laundry while you're out here. Oh yeah, back on some pine straw. So we see some pines intermixed in here. Beautiful. This is a lovely spot, man. Aptly named Pine Straw Pass. They know what they're doing out here, man. They know what they're doing. Found some kind of a little, I don't know, choker maybe? Have to remember to leave that at the trailhead. I'm hiking along with my head down, oblivious to the fact that there's a subdivision right over there. We get fairly close to that. I didn't even know there was anything that close over here, to be honest. That's okay. I mean, largely obscured. Well, the leaves start coming on the trees here in a few weeks. Be nice to have this at your back door. A big old fella right there. Huge root ball. Yeah. Another one up yonder way. A lot of work getting out here and cutting through all this downfall. Mile and a half. It's always a mile and a half. It'd be nice if they'd skip one every once in a while and go straight to a half or straight to one. Kind of have some options here. I think we're going to take the high road. It's getting a little bit mushy there. Here you have some rock to kind of anchor you a little bit. A little bit of water right there. There we go. Another rock there. Babbling brook. That brook, boy, she likes to talk, don't she? Troll Glenn. I don't know who he is, but I'll see if I can find him. I'll leave him some questionable stuff on his Facebook page. Right behind us you can see water coming out of that little hole there. And it coming down from the side and out from under there. Coming down into this flat. Oh, I got some other hikers out here. Alright, just passed a couple of people heading up the way I came. Make my way across the stream here. Of course, anytime you're in a creek bottom, you gotta climb out of it. The trail's going straight up this draw, which is probably not a good idea, but it's not wet now, so at some point they'll have to move it if it gets too washed out. But it means that it's kind of clear, so that's nice. And we got 1 mile. 1 mile, we get to the lake, then we'll turn around. We won't come back this way. We'll go up probably on the west side of the lake. I think it's West Lake Trail. I'll take that back. Got some laurels growing here. More laurels. We saw some earlier. We meander our way, getting closer and closer to the lake. Had a couple of ladies just pass. There you go. Long hike for them, heading back up that ridge. It's very strange how you get scents, you know, in the wind. Right here, I got a really strong whiff of like sassafras, but there's also something else with it I can't quite place. I don't know if somebody's cooking something. For a second it smelled like sassafras, but something on the wind. Maybe you're just hungry. Well, it could be that too. That's very soft, kind of mushy right there. We come down by this creek. It's beautiful under here. We'll make our way across this side slope creek here. It's coming down one side. Hopefully not too slippery. It wasn't. Yeah. Looks like we'll be crossing Twin Creeks Crossing. Here's where we went across right there. Now we gotta get across this little jump right here. Little sand over here. Very pretty. There's a couple of houses, and straight up across from them is that draw I was hiking down when I smelled something like sassafras or food of some sort. It had a root beer smell at first, but then it kind of changed. Somebody's up there cooking. There's always food with you, isn't it? Just saying, somebody's cooking. I can't help but smell it. I was just talking to a couple of hikers. I don't see any rhododendron. There's a rhodo gap, but there ain't no rhododendrons I can see. These are laurels here. How do you know they're laurels? Because laurel's a short word, so you have short leaves. Rhododendron leaf would be 10 times that length right there. I don't know. Yeah, we're back hiking in some pines here. A little mixed forest actually. And some big pines. It's nice. Real nice right there. We just came through these pines here. These are a couple of old benches. Clearly they were not built recently. I'm wondering if parts of this trail that they've just opened is rehabbing some old areas, you know, that were used before. Clearly, I mean, nobody drug an old bench out here to rebury it, but you never know. Anyway, we're moving along. Should be getting pretty close to the lake. Well, if you look right yonder, you can see the earthen dam. The lake is over here to our left. It kind of snuck up on me. There it is. So the other trail's coming in from over here. We should be merging right down here at the dam. There's the lake loop. Here's our terminus, 4.26 miles. So we're gonna actually go on back this way because there's a picnic table up this way, and that's where I'm gonna take my break. Yeah, we're headed up the lake loop. It's on the west side here of the lake. Another trail goes out, goes on the other side. We've done this several times. I've probably filmed it at least twice. It's a pretty Pretty nice section of trail though. Gonna add about 3.5 to the 4.2 that we're doing. Pretty cool looking tree. Making our way down across this creek here. I've always liked this right here because you have these little cluster of big pine trees. You guys are up there in age. He's got some damage on one side. Hopefully it doesn't bring him down. Ground cedar. I don't know that I've ever seen it stand up this high before. It's kind of standing up, ain't it? I've gone a half a mile from the lake so far. From the end of the lake. Moving along. There's our kiosk and table. 2 tables now. Maybe I don't really remember the second one, but it's probably been there the whole time. Anyway, we're going to take a break. So, the trail we were hiking before is through them woods yonder. It makes a big, wide sweep. So we're over here and kind of in the middle, working our way back. Yeah, woodpecker up yonder. Yeah, you know, moved around to the back of the tree. You don't want us to see him. Oh well. Chunk don't want to help. Chunk don't get to help. There's some pretty flowers growing in there. We're making our way down these steps here to the creek bottom. Looks like they did a little bit of rehab work here. Yeah, they had a little bit here. There's a swinging bridge. Yeah, so we just came down here. We're gonna leave the lake loop, head up the bridge loop. We got just shy of 1.5 miles to go, so it's not bad. It'll give us about 7.25 on the day of actual dirt, but I'm guessing about 8.5 on actual steps, just because there are a lot of little short ups and downs out there. We'll find out when we get there. Wind's starting to kick up. This is a nice little point here. You got 2 draws coming down, and as far as you can see up that hillside, you got ground clutter. It looks like ground cedar from here, which is kind of cool. We're making our way back off this tongue, back over to the creek that we were hiking beside that the swinging bridge goes over. Now to put us out there by the spillway. There's our spillway. The trail doesn't go right by it anymore, but you can hike over there to it if you wanted to. So they've kind of renamed or put some names to stuff. So this little pink trail here is the upland trail, and it's a straight shot. So it goes up and does a dog leg, and then it's on an old road bed that just goes straight up to the car. This comes out and finishes the bridge loop which is what they're calling this loop here. It goes across the swinging bridge and goes back around the other side of Elachee out there. But this will take us up to where we peeled off, so I guess we'll just continue on this way. And you know, I don't think there's gonna be much difference in the mileage. Be 6 of one, half dozen of the other, really. So anyway, we'll continue on. Well, we're back to our picnic tables and the turnoff to the backcountry trail. We make our way across the footbridge and up that hill, and be back in Old Gobi shortly. All right, we made it back to the double track. Hey, clickety clack clack. If this is your first time watching me, you probably done figured out something's not quite right with Joe. Gobi's been waiting on us. Hopefully nobody broke in and got my weebles. They say them weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Yeah, to be honest with you, it wouldn't take much more weeble or wobble to get me to fall down. I'm a little bit tired. Alright, Chicopee Backcountry Trail. Nice new trail here at Elachee, so I recommend you come and do it, especially if you want a little bit of a challenge. You know, if you want a little bit of a challenge that's close to kind of get you ready for the bigger stuff, it'd be a good one. No big climbing, but lots of ups and downs. The trail is 4¼ miles, and then we did about 3 coming back up, combining the trails on the west side of the lake here. And so that'd have been about 7¼ but I have 9.2. We might be able to take 2/10 off, you know, from walking around this morning before I got here, maybe. Still, that's 2 miles of extra steps than you have of trail mileage. So that tells you there's a lot of little ups and downs. They're not big, but it's enough steps going down into those creek bottoms and coming back up. And a lot of zigging and zagging may impact that too. So you got a lot more steps than you do actual miles. So anyway, good little trail. I enjoyed it. A lot of personality to it. So, you know, I'll add that to the repertoire, as they say. But yeah, right now let's get out of here. I got some dinner waiting, some cabbage and sausage and taters, and I think I'm gonna have to go make me some cornbread to go with that.